Hey folks, how's it going? Welcome back to Crazy Gamer Models. I am the Crazy Gamer, and I am going to talk to you about some interesting tools that I have that are weird and they serve a specific purpose, and you don't need them, but they're kind of nifty to have. Um, First, I'm going to start with my paintbrush toilet. It's not called a paintbrush toilet, but it's like a paintbrush toilet. It is a fresh Rinsewell from Matterson, but basically you rinse your brush off in the water here. As you can see, my water's kind of dirty. Then when your water gets dirty, you flush it. And then you just flush the water, get all that grime down there, and then boom, it fills back up. And then you have fresh water to paint with. So if you're doing some blacks and then you got to do some metallics and you got to do some white, you don't have to keep getting up and dumping your water out because it's a thing. It's something that people have to do. You know, I couldn't stand doing it, but I would just use dirty water. Another thing I want to share with you is this photo etch bender from Trumpeter. It's the Master Tools collection. Um, they make three different photo etch benders: a large, a small, and a medium. This is their medium, and this is the one I recommend because of what's on the back here. This section right here is fantastic for grab bars. So it's got, and it still rotates, and you can use the different edges on the different sides you need to use it on. But having this little on a photo etch bender on one tool, having this section to make little grab bars, I think is pretty good. Like I said, they make three different ones of these. They make a large one and a small one, and I find the medium one I use the most. I pull it out. I have all three. Um, don't ask why, but I find that this one works the best. I pull it out the most because I don't like plastic grab bars. I tend to remake them out of some dead soft copper or leaded wire, depending on what I grab out of the drawer. So that's that. Let's see what else. And I'm pretty sure y'all saw my toothbrush sander thing. I did a whole video on how to make that. That's something that I have. And one second, I gotta grab something. Okay, so I got the stuff. I thought I had it out. I didn't. This is a X-Acto knife type handle that's aluminum, but it has a hole in the middle, and you can put a standard size Dremel bit in there and do things with it. It has weird, unique uses. This came in an airbrush cleaning kit, for getting in there and cleaning out your airbrush. And I have a different brush for that. I use my Iwata brush for that. But I was like, wow, I can put, a round sanding disc in there from Dremel, or just any Dremel bit I have will fit in there. That's, the standard size Dremel bit. So that handle's pretty interesting on that. Another thing is this micro liquid tape. If you need to just temporarily hold a joint together so you can align it up later in the future, you can use this. It temporarily does it. It cleans up with water. But more importantly, if you just use a little bit to stick it together, and that's all you need, you can flow in Tamiya extra thin, and it'll bond the joint together, and you don't have to take it apart and clean it up. I've done that on multiple builds. Another thing is super glue. I've tried different super glues, and this is industrial super glue that I used in when I was doing engineering, building stuff for the plating industry. This Starbond stuff is insane. This is their water thin stuff, but they make a thick, a thin, and then they make a medium thick that is impact rubber toughened formula. This stuff's great. This takes a long time to dry, a lot longer to dry than things, but it fills voids and it'll fill voids real nice and it'll dry black. And it's a high performance. It's very durable. But these Starbonds super glues, if you can get a hold of them, they are durable. They dry really nice. The thicker ones are good for gap filling, and I find that when you speed cure them with the zip kicker, their zip kicker, they make their own Starbond zip kicker. It doesn't make it as brittle, and the glue joint itself is not as brittle as like Bob Smith Industries or Zap-A-Gap. I mean, I still use Zap-A-Gap, but I use it for something totally different than gluing and gap filling. I mainly use the Starbond stuff. You can sand it out very nicely. It scribes okay, not as good as plastic or and better than putty, but it's a good glue. Especially this rubber toughened stuff. This stuff is a beast. This stuff is durable. This is good stuff. But that's Starbond super glue. And then this is from my engineering days. Also, this is a Cerat pin vise set. This is a nice little set. This is what, I have cheaper pin vices, but I like these. If I can get it to open. It goes from 0 to 1 millimeter, 0.8 to 1.6, 1.3 to 3.2, and 2.9 to 4.8. The reason I like these is their through hole. It goes all the way through. So if you just need a little bit of drill bit sticking up, you can put the whole shank in the pin vise. That's why I like these. I asked my old boss if I could have them, and he said, "Yeah, I don't think anybody's used them in a while, so go ahead." So, and then for that, I buy these. Not much to say about those. So, and then this is pretty neat. My wife found this for me. This is a wax pen that you use to pick things up, and I use it to pick up photo etch. I was not going to pick up a big piece, but I use it to pick up photo etch. You can shape the tip, but it's wax. It's not grease. I know they have the grease pencils for picking up photo etch and things like this, but this is pure wax. I wouldn't use it in a super hot climate, but it's nice. It's got this steel thing on this end that you can like push down on it. It says gentle care, and it's got stuff inside of it. I think it's for placing rhinestones on jewelry, but it comes with replacement tips that are different materials some are stickier and harder. But my wife found that for me, and I was like, well, that's cool. I'll try that. Because I was having issues getting finding a pen that I could pick up photo etch with that didn't leave residue behind, because it kept leaving residue behind. A couple times it took off my pre-painted photo etch, and I didn't like that. So that is about it. The only thing I can say is I switched to the Mark Center and Mark Softer, and I think it did a good job. Here's something I did with it. I did this aircraft instrument panel. This decal over here is off super, super, super bad. That's my fault completely. It folded over on itself. I had it backwards. I rotated it. Then I thought it was wrong again, and I rotated it again. So I worked that to death, and I just messed it up. But as you can see on the other two sides there, it worked out pretty well. So that's the Mark Soft and Mark Center. It seems to work. And that was the Edward decals. So, and that is it I have for this interesting tool look at some stuff that I use that I think are pretty cool that maybe not a lot of people use. So I'm going to do it for this video for Crazy Gamer Models. I am the Crazy Gamer. Have a great day.